Hi there, and welcome back to God Talk Part 2 with Thomas Allen Berg here in Waikiki, Honolulu, Hawaii. It's February 2008, and today's topic is going to be something that is at the absolute crux of why our civilization, speaking generally, is stuck right now on the verge of possible self-destruction because we have been taught as a civilization by almost every system of thought that controls the airwaves and controlled us growing up through public education and religious training and familial training and peer group training. We were taught to fear our source. We were taught to fear its qualities. We were lied to, completely lied to, about the qualities that this God figure supposedly had, and the potentialities. We were lied to about the fact that it was potentially a very, very dangerous participant in our lives, and that we better watch out and be careful not to make it angry, because if we did anything that would make it angry, it would zap us with lightning bolts, throw us into purgatory or hell, and burn us forever. I mean, I can't, in my wildest imagination, understand why any so-called religious figure would perpetrate such an unfair and unjust and tragic lie. But it's not just organized old-time religion that taught us a fearful and totally untrue story about this being called God, but it was also organized economics. It was also the organized school system. It was also the media, and in many cases it was Hollywood as well, with the few exceptions of some wonderful movies like The Miracle of Fatima and Ben-Hur and The Greatest Story Ever Told. But generally speaking, we have been, as a Western civilization, I can't speak for the East as well, but in the West, here in America and all through the Western cultures, we have been taught to fear God, and this fear has manifested itself in numerous subliminal ways. I would say probably the two greatest ways that the fear of God manifests is fear that if we are sexually active in any context outside of typical heterosexual marriage, that we will be actually punished by this so-called patriarchal figure in the sky. The other way that fear of God has been brainwashed and programmed into us has been the fear that, and boy, the capitalism really gets off on this one. Oh boy, do they control us with this one. And as long as we believe this lie, we will be Uncle Toms. We will be slaves to the economic system, because what the economic system that's in control of the Western world right now says to us is that our supply and our sustenance is not from God. It's not from the life force. It's not from our source energy. It's not from the stream of living spiritual reality. It's not from the great I am. It's not from higher consciousness. It's not from supreme divine mind. That our sustenance and our supply is based on our work, our labor. And if we don't labor and work in a job that has been defined as valuable and worthy by the system of control, by the economy, which is run by the bankers, if we don't do what they say, basically what they're saying is, we're going to be your God, and we're going to cut off your supply. We'll cut off your water. We'll cut off your energy, i.e. your electricity. We will cut off your right to even be on the planet, because we won't let you be on the planet unless you pay us rent, unless you, like serfs from the Middle Ages, unless you pay us the right to stand on Mother Earth and to sleep on Mother Earth and to drink the water from Mother Earth, and even in some cases breathe the air, unless you play the little game of control and manipulation, unless you struggle your entire life, we will cut you off from your source. And the lie is, of course, that the economic system is not our source. The government is not our source. As the people of the people of New Orleans learned about FEMA, the government of the United States, the state of Louisiana, and the city and county of New Orleans were not the source of their security and did not take care of them. I love the writings of Carl Jung, where he talks about parental projection and how in Western culture we have subconsciously projected from a very childish vantage point and perspective. We have projected our desire to have a parent take care of us onto the systems, onto the government, onto the economy, onto the big banks, the Federal Reserve, onto Social Security. We projected all of what is actually a promise from our source energy. Our source energy is in us and with us, always supplying us with everything we could possibly need. When I go to the beach here in Hawaii and I look at the coconut palm trees and I count 50 coconuts per palm tree, and I see the banana trees and the mango trees and the papaya trees and the sea filled with fish, I believe it when Jesus says in his parables, look at the birds of the field and look at the flowers of the field. They neither toil not nor do they struggle, but they certainly are and always have been supplied by their Creator, who supplies them because the creative essence, the life force, is in them. Why would any creator create a creation and then not supply it with everything that the creation needs? Why would a Walt Disney create a Mickey Mouse and then not supply the Mickey Mouse with everything he needs to have a wonderful life? It's not even logical. But that's the basis for the great lie, which says, fear God. God is completely undependable. You cannot depend upon him. So stay in fear of him. You are separate. You are not going to be supplied. You're not going to be taken care of. We'll take care of you with military. We'll take care of you with police and lots of laws. We need to wake up right now and take a quantum leap and ask ourselves the big questions. Is God really a supplying, supportive, protecting, sustaining, creative essence, as we've been told by Jesus Christ, by Abraham, by all the great teachers? Or is God the government, or the economy, or the big banking system? It's time to stop being afraid of the real God, which if you take the O out, it's good. There is a source of truth, beauty, and goodness at work in the universe. The universe is a creative emanation from this loving source, and it's time for us to stop fearing it and accept it as our core reality and let it be cause in our world so that we can bring heaven to earth.